Hi everyone, welcome back to the Elbis and Elbis World Class Podcast. I'm Johnny with Elbis.
Hi, pal.
Well, yeah, I'm not bad in a way. And this week I've been looking at some, I've been looking at like kilograms and feet and all that. What do you think about all that and stuff?
With Imperial being based around the super highly composite number 12, it's difficult to justify any scientific need for a move over to the metric system at all. I find it interesting that the metric system was introduced by the French as a mark of rebellion against their former monarchy at the end of the Napoleonic Wars. Indeed, it was this same point in history when enough financial power changed hands to create the debt-based world in which we live today. By simply reducing our divisors, the accuracy in which we are able to interpret the world around us has become more limited, thus creating the perfect ecosystem through which their Luciferian layout for the future can be realised.
Well, what did the bloody French want to do with like 8 and all that? Because Napoleon was a dwarf.
What's going on with Elbis? Elbis.
Well, welcome back everyone to the Elbis and Elbis World Class Podcast. Obviously, the season 3, episode 2.
Episode 2.
And I must say, pal, season 3, episode 1
What
has
a
gone down
success.
as a gigantuous success.
Well, I don't know how much of that was down to the new feature, but I tell you what, pal, we normally get a lot of jealous fans,
Oh,
don't
we
we?
do,
Who
yeah,
slag us
we
off
do.
all the time.
Oh,
Send
big
us
fans
bad
like
messages.
that.
None this week, very complimentary all the way
Well,
through.
it really was, yeah, and that's great. Well, I don't know about that, but I just think Elbis and Elbis prove once again that they can do anything.
Yes, absolutely.
You know.
Strength to strength. I mean, if
Yeah,
you watch
it really
season
is.
3 of any sort of comedy series,
Yes.
any kind of
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
program, normally it's getting to the end and it's getting poor.
Yeah, and
We're
everyone's
getting
like-
stronger.
Everyone's like thinking, wrap this up, but
Yeah.
with Elbis and Elbis, everyone's like, oh, please, carry
Please
on.
give us some more.
Well, we might do. I don't know.
Yes. Well,
don't know
it's
if I
been
can
a
be
couple of
bothered.
weeks, hasn't it? We've
Well,
had a bit of a
yeah,
break.
we've had a little bit of a break, and I honestly think, pal, astrally, I can't think of a better time to do this podcast. Let's just say.
Well, interesting. Yeah.
So
me too.
I'm obviously looking forward to that. But
Well, do you want to go straight into Dream or Vision?
well, actually, pal, before we do that,
Oh yeah.
once again, just as last week, as I predicted once you had gone camping with your
Oh,
male
here we
friends
go,
that you would pick up
here we
yet
go.
another viral infection. And
Well.
what happened? He did just that. He's come back with another infection, fans.
Listen,
now,
pal. No.
you're probably all thinking,
Actually,
where they gone?
I don't want to
It's
talk about
because
this
he's
too
been
much just
infected
now.
once again.
No.
And I'm sick of this.
No.
Because we've got a podcast to do. It's supposed to be professional.
Listen,
you can't help
fans.
yourself.
Listen,
and
fans.
you've got to go and get diseased.
There is no disease. Well, it does come into my dream or vision a bit, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But you've been having a go at me the whole time because I went camping. And listen to this, fans.
Not just camping, but camping.
Get stuff. Now, listen to this, fans. Somebody was so jealous that I went camping with my pal and never invited him.
Oh.
He went camping
Oh.
with his own mother.
Gets.
And the artist formerly known as Elbis. Talk about desperate.
Oh
my
get
God.
stuffed. It was a
You
family
was
outing.
willing enough to kick him
It
out
was
of
a
the group
family
because he was
outing.
lazy.
They invited me.
And now all
I
of a
had
sudden when
nothing
I
to
go
do with it.
camping, it's like, please,
Get
somebody come
stuffed.
camping
I
with me.
wouldn't want to come
Honestly.
camping with you. You're a vile
Anyway.
pig. You disease.
Yeah, we're getting into disease.
Get
Listen,
stuck.
fans, we thought
You
I had gout for a while.
disgusting pig.
And gout is
Oh, yeah.
it's a
gout.
rich man's
God.
condition.
Some might call it gout.
Well, I'd like
God.
to see you get gout
I'd
with your
call
bloody
it
cheesy
bloody
chip wrap and
full
kind of strongbow.
blood.
I got gout because I have the
Stuff.
finest wine,
Oh, yeah.
finest
yeah,
steaks,
yeah,
and enjoy
yeah,
the company
yeah.
of the world's finest
I'm
women.
surprised you made it back, pal, because with little legs like you have, I don't know how you
shut
got
up,
that moment.
child.
Really. Get
Anyway,
stuck.
shall we go to Dream or Vision?
Yeah, go on then.
All right. Hang on, I'll do the theme tune.
Yeah,
come on, Duke.
Jukes, come on.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Don't you wonder sometimes if it's a dream or a vision?
Well, the jingle there.
Slippery
It gets
Dukes.
more welcome every week, and once again a slippery Dukes. And I don't think is it Dukes being slippery or is it Dukes just loving the jingle?
Well,
Oh god.
I forgot to grease her up properly this week. That's the
she
problem.
looked a bit rusty.
Yeah.
Anyway, come on, pal. What's going on?
Well, actually, yeah. Well, do you want me to go fog?
Well,
I can go fog if you want. I ain't bothered. It's an important one this week.
Well, it really is. I mean, the second episode. I mean, obviously, the first Dream or Vision we did last week was.
Well, I time travelled, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, and it was It was a massive moment astrally. So if you hadn't heard that, fans, I advise go back and listen to that. But you all know the format of Dream or Vision, so there's no point of explaining. Nah, pal. I think. If you want, I've heard, you sent me the facts during the week. It was about 4 in the morning, and, I was fast asleep. I was actually in the astral realm, but I was disturbed by the fax machine going off.
Yes.
And it was a fax saying that you just had a dream or vision of a very interesting dream or vision.
Well, this is... all right, I'll start. Now, this is the weird thing. And as all the fans will know, we defeated the Dark Lord in the astral realm.
Yes.
And it appears that he has been toppled in the physical realm.
As well,
And what I've noticed is that, for me, certainly, the astral realm and the physical realm are becoming somewhat amalgamated.
Right.
And I'm struggling to tell the difference between them, sometimes, frankly. But... this is an unusual DorV from me because it's not really a tale of a dream or vision as such, but it's a tale of events stacked up over a week, which has made me think deeply.
Right.
And there are 3 points of interest which I'd like to raise.
So, 3 points at camping as well.
Adieu. I shall get straight into it.
Yeah, go on then.
And what it is as we kind of touched on earlier on in the show, I did go camping last week. Yes, no, we're not going through all that again. I went camping with a pal. Right. Now the pal said to me, "Oh yeah, do you want to come and do this campaign?" I says, "Well, what's going on with it?" And he said, "No, it's fine. What we do is we park the car up." He said it's about 15-minute walk up a hill, and then we get a real nice view. You put the tents up and all that, and you're so childish. Just because I was sat at the top.
Come on, pal, get on with it. Get on with it.
You have to make all these
get on with it.
double entendres. Anyway, so that's what happened. Now. Last Thursday evening,
interesting.
Which we have been discussing actually off air, that perhaps Thursday is the most astral day of all.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It could be Friday early hours in the morning.
Well,
it could be. Most of my DRVs
we have pinpointed it.
Now, what happened was I had a DRV and it was quite in depth and detail, but I'll just tell you the key point.
Come on.
I was clinging to the side of a cliff on it.
Oh my god.
And I couldn't cling on no more, and I fell, and unfortunately, I died.
No, that's a shame.
And as I did it, though, I fell into, like, the water.
Yeah.
And then I was stood at the top, my astral being, looking down on myself, and I was like, oh, God. And for the rest of the DRV, it was a bit like Ghost, the film, where I was like a ghost in it and all that. And to be honest, in conclusion, at the end of it, I thought, well, if this is what happens, it's not too bad at all, and I'm not that bothered, really. But anyway, I woke up and I goes to Monkey, oh yeah, you had this DRV I had last night. And she went, right, that's it. She goes, you're not going on this camping trip. She goes, you know how powerful you've been recently, astrally? And she said, and if that was a vision, then you're obviously going to die. And so I was like, oh, don't worry about it, I'll be fine. Anyhow, I got to work doing a bit of recombobulation and supercomputing, as I do, and, Dukey the jukebox. I was doing that, and then I finished it.
Good old Jukes.
Stood up and...
Hey! Come on.
I know. Anyway, so I'd finished doing that, and it was in the afternoon, and all of a sudden my toes started hurting me. I hadn't done anything. I was like, what's going on?
Here we go.
Well, no, listen.
Well.
Because this is more interesting than you think, pal. This is more interesting.
Riddled.
And anyway, my toes started hurting me, and I thought, did I stub my toe or something? It's really hurting. Anyhow, I hadn't, and suddenly my toes was hurting me. Anyway, it goes on into the Friday evening, and I'm in pretty severe pain, to be fair. And it's like gone from my toes all the way up my foot and all this. Wow. And Monkey's like, right. She goes, this is a sign. She goes, this could be an astral infection that you've got coming from the astral world to stop you going because you're going to die as per your vision that you have. God. So I was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll be absolutely fine. Anyway, the Saturday morning, my pal comes around and I show him my foot. Got it all bandaged up and that. And I goes, oh, is this going to be all right? He's like, oh, yeah, you'll be fine with that. Got my boot on. He says, you'll be absolutely fine. I've got a couple of walking sticks in the car. You'll be fine with it. So we drove 4.5 hours to where we was going to camp. Got out the car and he's like, oh yeah, it's just up there. It was a bloody mountain. A full-on mountain. Right. So, I managed to climb the mountain with 1 foot. He was in my knee. Yeah, he was in my knee and these sticks and all that. I managed to climb to the top of the mountain. Get to the top, go over the ledge.
Come on, pal.
Hang on. This is really important. There's 3 important points.
It sounds interesting. It does sound
Anyway, I get to the top of the mountain and I go over the top and I like look at the sky and I think, oh God, I've done it at last. Severe pain I was in. And then I look and he goes, oh, I've miscalculated. I think it's over there. And there was just fields as far as the eye can see. So we had to start walking across these fields. And an hour into it, right, he'd cleared off, basically. He was miles ahead of me. I had these 2 sticks and my foot was killing me. I was in so much pain. And I looked behind me, fields up to the horizon. Looked ahead of me, fields up to the horizon. And I'd entered a marshy bogland where I was sinking. And the pain was, I can't even explain it, was a different level of pain. And I got to the point where I was sinking and I just thought to myself, this is it. I've had enough. And I just stood there still and let myself start to sink. And I thought, this is the end of Elbis the Wise. Anyway, as I did that, now this is talking point number 2. Astral Elbis took over.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the physical Elbis sort of checked out completely, but astrally, I knew I was now astral, not physical. And what happened was, the astral Elbis was like, come on, get going. And the pain was still there, but the pain became something that was stopping me. It turned into something that was driving me. And so I just started going, rah, 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 rah. And I made it all the way to base camp and all that. So that's talking point number 2 for the end. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, I won't bore you with the way down. Basically, I just did a similar sort of thing. I just fell down the mountain on my ass and managed to make it down. And then I got down, got back to the car. My foot was absolutely massive. My ankle was all swelled up. In the car, drove home. Go to bed on the night. Monday morning I wake up, pull the sheets back, look down at my feet. One of them was like a man's foot. The other one, I hacked it in like an elephant's foot.
Oh my God.
It was massive. The lower part of my leg. There was no ankle to be seen, no toes to be seen. It was just a big lump of flesh. I was like, oh, this is really bad. Monkey looked at it and she's like, right, you've got to get to hospital because you've broken that foot. You've done something really bad to it. I was like, oh God, I don't believe in this Luciferian quackery, do I? So,
you never have you?
Yeah. Anyhow, my mum rings me to see if I'd had a good weekend. So I spoke to my mother, and here comes talking point number 12.
Okay.
Spoke to my mother, and she's like, oh yeah, did you have a nice time? I says, yeah, it was alright, but my foot's absolutely wrecked. It's killing me. And she goes, oh God, that's weird. She goes, your sister's just broke her foot. Well, think about the 3 points.
Wow.
Number 1, I had the vision where I knew something was going to be bad this weekend. Right, hanging off the cliff. Number 2, I managed to make it into the astral realm without being asleep or in a deep meditative state. I seemed to transpond myself there through being with severe pain. And this is what I mean about the astral realm and physical realm seem to be coming together. And number 3, could it be that perhaps this mystery infection in my foot, which is inflamed and it's mysteriously just gone, just gone. Perhaps what it was is that in the astral world, I knew my sister was going to wear a foot. And so the astral realm was giving me a message by blowing my foot up. And I was supposed to tell people, oh God, watch your foot or whatever. And that's why my foot blew up so big, because she was going to wear hers.
Almost like a messenger.
Yes, an astral message. So from now on, fans, if I'm like sat there, just like doing my work or whatever, and I look at my left hand and it's just gone massive, then I'm going to like phone around all my nearest and dearest and say, watch your hand this weekend.
Maybe use the fax. I remember use all the, send a fax through or maybe something like that, you know.
I could send out one of them mass faxes.
Yeah, because I think that would be quick about it,
hear about it.
Emergency.
So, fans, if you get any mysterious swelling on any part of your body, make sure you ring your nearest, fax us, email us.
No photos though, because that is rank.
Unless you have it.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, is it time for my dream?
Go on, yeah.
Well, this week I've had a couple of interesting dream or visions. And
a couple?
Well, just a quick one, the first one. So, the first one, it was, I'd say it was about Wednesday. And I'd gone to sleep and I'd gone to the astral realm, right? But not much went on, and I thought, you know,
Wednesday,
just a normal,
did you say?
Wednesday.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, this is just a normal day in the astral realm. Really, I didn't really think much of it until the next day when I woke up and I went to see my working class friends.
You mean in the physical realm?
In the physical realm, I went to see my working class friends. You know, I was going, you know, lads, what do you think about this and all that? And it was like, oh yeah, not bad.
Well, you didn't tell them about your astral vision.
Oh no,
Because people like that.
No, I was just talking about something else. And anyway, one of them goes, I was thinking the other day, I saw this thing on the. I think he said it was like on the internet or something. I don't really know what that is, but I don't know what he was on about. But he said that he saw this thing about how, you know, like on a Sunday, right? And you can't go to shops. Do you know what I mean? They're shut early and all that.
Well, some of them do. Yeah, go on.
You know, like a lot of them shut early.
I must say, your working class friends sound riveting.
Well, there was on about that.
Yeah.
And I thought, and he says, I reckon that will like change in the future, and then like you'll be able to go into a shop on a Sunday.
No, I'm sure.
Then, all of a sudden, something sparked to my mind, and I thought, hang on a minute, this was in my dream or vision
like
last
an
night.
astral refresher.
Now, in my dream or vision, I remember being outside a shop and about to go into the shop, and there was like people around it going, "You can't go in. You can't go in." I was like, "Why?" Because it's Sunday. You can't go in. And then I thought, hang on a minute. This is exactly what I've just dreamt about.
So this was a vision then? It's a straight up vision.
It's a straight up vision.
Straight up vision, isn't it?
However, I think I would like to make a prediction for the future, and I believe that this, thing about, you know, you can't go in a shop early on a Sunday, that's going to be lifted. So
write this down, fans. It's another prediction.
Now, that's a prediction astrally. That came to me in a dream. It's a vision. My working class friends will agree with me. And I tell you what, that's a prediction. If that comes true, that's Elvis.
It's an interesting one this week because a lot of our DorVs recently have been to do with our battles and with our astrally. But today, so far,
I thought that was interesting. I thought, that's an interesting DorV for the poddy. Anyway, let's just relax for the week. I don't need to do any astral adventuring or anything like that. However, Thursday night.
Oh, the most
in prime
astral
night.
Yes.
And
astral peak.
I've got to say, pal, the best astral experience I have ever experienced.
Oh God, I'm not sure we want to hear about this, pal. I can just imagine.
It was incredible.
We don't need to know about your sordid escapades, astral.
Well, it's actually quite interesting, pal, if you have a few minutes.
All right, well, I don't know the nitty-gritty.
So I arrived in the realm, and I was being taken to prison.
Oh, well,
I was thinking,
that's not the first time.
What's going on here?
In the astral
well, prison. I thought it was prison until I got there. And I got there, and there was like a metal detector and all that, and there was like, we need all, you know, your stuff and all that, you know, all the metal stuff. No problem. Give them all that. Went through. And all I can describe it is I arrived in this, like, it was almost like a massive, open top, like, industrial estate.
Hang on a minute, I was on an industrial estate.
But instead of like cells, there was people lied out and like sat about, like massive group of people on. Do you know, like racking?
Yes.
Like so, like. It's like a big shelf.
Yeah.
Like you put boxes on. Yeah. And it was like all across, like in a warehouse.
Is this sort of very similar to your
where my
working class
friends
activities?
No. Listen to this. So I get in and I'm like, wow, there's like thousands of people and everyone's going crazy. Everyone's going mental because I've walked in and everyone's like, Elvis, the impetuous.
It's terrible.
And you know, everyone's like, oh yes, how's it going, everyone? And anyway, I go over there and there's a couple of.
I knew there would be
a couple of female entities, and they're loving it. And then I was like, one of them's like,
just give us an overview. We don't need to know this.
Stuck one on there, and then I stuck one on the other, and then.
God.
Anyway,
this is a dream.
Anyway, there was an announcement come on, and it was like a guy with a PA system, and he was like, right, everyone, gather around. So we all went around, and he went, he got this jacket out, and it was like, when you wear a jacket on the outside, you know, it's just wearing a jacket, but when you wear a jacket in here, it means something very different.
Interesting.
And he gave me it.
Yeah.
And I put it on, and I'm not kidding you, pal. It was incredible.
Really?
I walked into the crowd, and everyone loved me. Everyone loved me.
Ow. Wow.
A group of
entities. Oh,
He was loving it. And this one entity.
Well, I hope you used astral protection because the amount of astral
Listen, the only
illegitimate
astral
children
thing
you've
I
got in
used
the realm
was
now.
a...
Good God.
I won't go into that.
Jesus.
But anyway, this astral entity, who is also a physical entity, but not a physical entity I know, a physical entity that I've seen on the telly.
Wow.
Now, she was bloody brilliant. And she looked at me and I thought, oh, God, yeah.
And who is this physical?
Well, pal, this is interesting because my astral entity who I met in the astral world is also my Bee of the Week.
Wow, interesting.
So,
now
that is interesting, isn't it?
it is interesting.
That's interesting.
Now my BOTW this week is a strong entry. Let's just. But the way that yours has come to your astral.
Yeah. That makes
Very
it already
Very
powerful
interesting,
entity.
Yes.
But what I thought was, it's quite interesting about the jacket and all that, isn't it?
Well, it is after what we deciphered last week. That if you're wearing a check shirt, it's a time travel.
Yeah.
And quite possibly someone who wears a red check shirt has come from the past. Someone who wears a blue has come from the future. But
I'm thinking a jacket maybe like a sign of authority, or maybe just a status of celebrity, possibly. I'm not
in
sure.
the astral realm.
Yeah, I think so, because
but you have to wear it
everyone was
inside
loving
out, do you?
No, it just give me it. I put it on, and it was like a long sleeve jacket or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just bloody loving it, and everyone else was as well.
Well, I mean, you did send me a fax with a big smile on your face.
Yeah, well,
yesterday.
yeah.
And nobody
I work
done
on the
that.
Friday with.
I'm glad you give us the abridged version of that, because clearly, if I know you, Elbis, there was probably some sort of despicable thing going on.
Well, I work on the Friday with a good mood.
Well, so anyway, that was a good dream or vision, because we've discovered a couple of more things, that there is different ways to get into the realm.
And once again,
if you wear a jacket,
could
be some.
Once again, astrally, Elbis and Elbis, always Pravidi.
Yes, correct, Amanda, dude. Oh God.
Don't you wonder sometimes
It's a dream or a vision.
Well, that was Dream or Vision. And
Once again, interesting.
Once again,
gets
brilliant Dream or Vision. And the fact.
Oh, hang on, pal.
Come on. Get a casual attack here. Oh, wow.
Instant.
Wow.
It's instant,
That
isn't it,
was
now?
instant.
Yeah, it's getting smoother. I might have forgot to grease Dookie up nicely, but
well,
I always make sure the Elbis and Elbis colon kit
It's
is well
always
greased and ready to
go.
Yes.
Well, I think it's time for the new fan favourite.
Well,
what's it called?
really is a fan
the
favourite
fan favourite
feature,
feature. That's what I meant.
It's a fan favourite feature. The feedback we've had to it is tremendous.
Oh my
let's
God!
just say.
It's absolutely, the fans have never had anything like it, and in a way, as much as some of you fans do me head in a little bit, I was happy to see that you were all happy.
And it's the
about
first week for a while that I haven't received an email with people saying, "Oh, when are you doing FOTW again?"
Yeah,
Nobody's bothered about FOTW. Now we've got BOTW.
Oh well, BOTW. Why don't we get straight into the jingle?
Might as well.
It's the Elbis and Elbis. Word of the week.
Looking forward to this one.
Oh, it's that time again. BOTW.
I'm looking forward to this. Now.
Well,
do you want to go fog or
decide
shall I go
who
fog?
goes fog? I think.
Yeah, well, whoever you want to go fog, basically. I'm not bothered.
We could flip a coin.
See who goes fog?
Well, yeah, why not?
All right, pal.
We'll leave it to the we'll leave it to the universe, shall we?
Heads or towels? Heads or towels?
I will go with Hod.
It's tails. It's tails. Well, that means it's me, doesn't it?
Oh, come on.
Anyway, I'll tell you what, pal. Although I love this feature so much, I tell you what, it's more difficult than probably what the fans think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolute amount.
I I've struggled. I really did struggle up until.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean,
No,
you've never
no.
been that.
Well, you know how I've been into this YouTube Shorts, don't you? Which I've been looking at, and that's where I found the last BOTW.
Yes.
And there's plenty of entities that come up on that. And I've been looking at them. They come up, doing a bit of a dance and all this. So I click on it and I'm like, oh, yes, this one could definitely be the bear entity for this week. And but the problem is, right, is you get these channels which put these entities dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it don't tell you what the name is. And it does my head in, right, because I hate YouTube channels who use these
It's almost like an anonymous entity.
They're trying to get clicks, basically.
Yeah.
And they're using them.
That is
and there's
disgusting.
nothing more disgusting than that.
That is
right?
disgusting.
They're using them.
And anyone who's doing that out in the YouTube world, right?
Yeah.
Now, anyone who's doing that, I'd say to you,
Using these
look at
beautiful
yourselves.
bear
Look at
entities.
yourselves.
Yeah.
You don't stop using these beautiful bear entities.
Yeah. Start
to
making some
promote
original
your
content.
channel.
Yeah.
Start making some original content, just
Yeah.
like Elbis and Elbis.
Yes.
If you follow us, you won't
Yes.
go wrong. Now,
Anyway,
get on with it, pal.
So I was really struggling, and I couldn't actually find. I saw loads of them, but I couldn't find the name of any of them. Anyway, I found a entity in the most unusual place, and guess where it was?
Where was it?
Twitter. And what it was is, you know that I take a keen interest in natural health because I do not enjoy the work of the
I
Luciferians.
thought you did, pal, but
And,
until a couple of weeks.
Well, I don't enjoy
different.
Luciferian quackery. And I was just reading through a thread that was interesting me on Twitter.
Come on.
And what it was is, it was about natural remedies for skin problems.
Right.
Not that I've got one.
Come on.
Anyhow, somebody had suggested a fungus or a
Is
mushroom.
she
Hang on a
attractive
minute.
or what's
A fungus or a mushroom which they had foraged.
Okay.
And I had a look and I clicked on
No,
it.
has she got any...
Hang on a minute, let me finish. I'm
Come
telling you
on,
about this
pal.
entity.
Jesus.
Anyway, so I clicked on it and I looked at the profile picture.
I just
and
want to
was
see
like,
her.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Now, let me just say,
Oh.
she's
Oh, yeah.
Swedish.
but
Not your stereotypical Swede.
Oh.
She's got olive skin and dark hair, and her
And,
facial is a delight to look at. And I must say that proportionately, she is perfect. And when she wears a t-shirt, there is not mushroom available.
Put it there, pal.
Honestly, pal, I'll just give you an. Well, actually, I've got a pre-prepared punch card, and her name is actually Shroomgirl. Inez Helen. Hang on, I've got the pre-prepared punch here. So what you got to do? You remember the command?
Is it? No. What is it?
Right, you got to put in the pre-prepared punch card.
Right, pass me that.
Then it's P run.
There's the punch card.
Right.
Done.
So then it's P run.
P
Register A.
P run.
Register A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, yeah. Now click that.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
I'd go foraging with her. There's a few things I'd forage on there. I tell ya. Yeah, look at that one.
I tell you that.
Click on that one.
Wow.
Wow. Innit? Honestly. Oh my god. Honestly. She'd find out I'm a fun guy.
She'd get my mushroom. God, them couple of points.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
She's an 11 out of 10.
She's alright.
She's
Not bad.
incredible.
She's incredible.
She is
And I must say,
It's not a bad choice, that,
looking
is
at
it?
the
Tell ya.
shelf.
Oh my god.
Well stocked shelf.
It is it's equal stocking.
Yeah.
Both up top and
If
down
we're
below.
looking at the if we're looking at the I don't know what to do anymore.
Anyway, have you got one?
Oh yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get the pre-prepared. 1 second.
Are you pre-prepared punch card?
Yeah,
I gave you
yeah,
the
yeah,
homework
1
kit,
sec,
didn't I? So
yeah.
you can do them yourself
Yeah.
now.
I don't
Oh,
think
you
I
need
will.
to tell me all about it anyway.
Oh well. So my BOTW came
Yes.
to me in a astral.
Oh yeah, you were saying earlier, weren't you?
adventure.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. It really was. And I've got to say,
Well, let's not have the sordid details.
Honestly,
please.
I'll be honest with you. I can already tell you the shelf on the Shroomgirl
Oh, yes.
is more sufficient.
Now, are we talking the upper shelf or the lower shelf?
I'm talking probably both shelves.
Now, it's interesting because you're a man who, I believe, likes the bottom shelf if you had to pick one or the other. Whereas I'm a man who obviously likes them equally stacked, but does tend to go for the top shelf rather than the bottom. So this is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah.
But for me, let's just say in the upper region,
Upper echelons.
yes, I would say the
Shroomy is ahead.
face. I'd say I would back my astral entity on this.
Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what, she must be strong to beat Al
Well,
Shroomy.
hang on a minute. Give me the pre-prepared. Oh no, I've got it.
So hang on, you're saying that Shroomy is ahead in the upper stack
And the low stack.
and the lower stack.
But facially...
Oh, you can't be facial.
You've had a feel.
Anyway, listen, have you got the pre-prepared?
Yeah, come on.
Right, so remember, can you remember the command?
Yeah, hang on.
It's P-run,
P-run.
register B this time.
Hang on. Hang on a minute.
Register B.
Register B.
Insert. Make
Here
sure
we
it's in.
go.
Yeah.
1 second. Hang on.
What is she out of then?
Oh,
Oh, it's not one of these Love Island. Well, interesting. Actually.
Yes.
Yeah, but interesting. Now, if we're going to be critical here, you are correct in that mine is better.
Yeah, well, we've got to be critical. That's our job.
Uh,
I mean, for me...
But she is not a bad entity.
She
She is a delicious entity, actually. Now, it's not one of these Love Island chicks, is it?
It is.
Oh,
yeah,
you're such
it
a
is.
lame-o,
Well, she came to the astral,
God.
pal. I mean, well, at the time, I wasn't thinking, oh, God. she's
Well,
got Love
actually,
Island. I was
though,
thinking,
listen.
Jesus Christ, that is a good boy.
Entity. Listen, pal.
Well, the bottom shelf was not too bad on that one, pal.
Oh, I
I
tell you
tell
that,
you.
yeah, but as a reminder.
Anyway,
Listen,
oh,
can you
God.
remember the command for the comparison? It's P
Oh,
print.
yeah.
Now, let's just remind the fans, because we've only done it once. Now what we do, fans, is we
Hang on.
allow Soupy to compare the two entities in the memory banks,
Yeah.
and it then prints upside down, because I've installed the dot matrix, upside down. It prints it out, then, you know, we can't see it, we rip it off, we go 3, 2, 1, and then Soupy's picked the entity of the week.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, here we go. Come on.
hang on. So
I'll
it's
tell you
P
what, pal.
print AB.
This could be a close
Yeah.
BOTW this week.
Do P print AB.
Right.
You done it?
Print.
P print.
Yeah.
A.
B.
Oh, it's keen today.
Here we go. Oh, come on, Super.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It really is interesting because
You know.
even though I didn't rate my one's top shelf or
Yeah.
bottom shelf
Yes,
as much
yes,
as
yes.
your
Yeah.
entity's bottom shelf or top shelf. Seeing one of them, it's like, alright.
I do
I
think-
won't mind both of them.
Now, obviously, I created Super and I programmed it with 4 billion rounds of 4 tracks. But, and I do know how his mind works. And I'll be surprised if because he does like a well-stacked top and bottom shelf. But you never know, do you? You know.
I don't know. It could be anyone's list. It really could be. I mean, it's 1-0 to you already. But
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
this, that.
It's a delight, isn't it? You know. I mean, you could
Right, here we go.
rip it off and then we'll go 3, 2, 1.
Hang on a minute. Here we go. Yes! Hang on.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
Shroomgirl.
I mean, this Soupy
2-0.
is ridiculous.
2-0 to Elbis
This
and
Soupy is
Elbis.
ridiculous.
He is wise.
That
in
just
his
shows
choice
that
of
Soupy is nothing
entity.
but a man or a computer
Yes,
with
yes.
incredible taste. Because I've got to say, I would go for
I
them.
tell you
really
what,
would.
yeah, so would
I
I.
can't even argue with that.
And do you
I
know
really
what?
can't.
Once again, we
Well,
said it last
that
week,
is phenomenal.
and neither of these entities should feel like a winner
And
or
the
a
thing is,
loser.
pal,
They're
it's
both
like-
winners.
I feel like I've won today because I was visited astrally by my
Well,
entity, and let's just say
Aye.
we put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Well,
and
I've got a
we
message.
Went all the
If
way.
Shroomgirl would like to visit me astrally, I am astrally aware. And I'll
I'm
tell you
me.
what,
I'm
even
me.
if this other entity that you've picked, if she wants to visit me astrally, then she can do, but just make sure she's had a bath since she went to see you. That's
Well,
disgusting.
I'll go.
But
I'll tell you what, both entities this week have been phenomenal. And, you know, congratulations to them both.
Yeah.
The thing
Both
is...
winners, and if they want to send us an
both
email...
winners. Oh, yeah.
Oh, neither of them two did last week, did they? What went on there?
I don't know.
Is the email even working?
We've got 2 new beds.
Yeah, I was sick of them.
Forget
two
about them. I don't even care. I can't even remember the bloody name. I'm thinking about this
But
entity
this
right here.
Shroomgirl, I mean...
What about this Maura? Hey, one thing I forgot to tell you about this Maura.
Oh, yeah.
And I probably should have said this about Soupy, because I think the outcome may have been different.
Yeah, it could have influenced it, yeah.
She's Irish.
Well, I don't know what to say about that, pal.
She's
I
Irish.
really don't.
She's Irish.
Hey, she's not the one who you left in the astral lurch with a astral kid, is she?
I wouldn't leave there, pal. So, yeah.
Well, no, you won't, would you?
No,
She's the
definitely
best you'll ever get by far.
Stuff.
Astrally and
Stuff.
physically.
She's just one of the common
Well,
entities.
anyway, I better wrap this up, haven't we, pal?
Well, I suppose we better, but I tell you what, this Irish Maura,
Yes.
I would doubly. Well, anyway, I think that Soupy's decided fairly.
Yeah.
Congratulations to both the bar entities
Yes,
this week.
yes,
You're
yes,
both,
yes.
quite good looking or whatever.
You're all winners in our book.
And I rate both your shelves.
There are no winners and losers in bed.
If you send us an email, I wouldn't mind seeing the basement. No! Anyway. As far as I'm concerned,
sorry, pal.
it's another
Hang
successful
on.
week in the Elbis and Elbis studio. Get Juki fired up here.
I am. I was
Jesus
just too
Christ,
distracted by that.
we've got a bloody trip to go to.
Yeah, we have actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
we have.
We have a celebrity appearance.
Yeah,
this
we do.
afternoon.
Yeah, we're making a celebrity appearance in a minister, and so we like to go the religious route about things sometimes.
Sometimes we do. Yeah.
But we will be appearing in front of some people there.
And we have been considering of starting our own religion.
Yes,
More
we
information about that soon.
So send us an email if you're interested in that,
Yes.
and it'll be probably about £100 a week or something
Something
to
like that,
subscribe to that
yeah,
religion. But we'll send you all the details. But anyway, this week a complete another successful week in the Elbis world, in the Elbis and Elbis studio. Them entities were beautifully
Brilliant.
yeah, and I think that we've been Elbis and Elbis. You've been world class.